my beautiful nation and what it means to me. Not a thing out of place, that's what's special about it. And do you hear? It's the songs the birds are singing. Do you hear? It's a sound that's everlasting, and there's no end in sight, just the beginning of our lives. Sweet Grenada, this is home, yes. And do you hear? It's the songs the birds are singing. Do you hear? It's a sound that's everlasting, and there's no end in sight, just the beginning of our lives. Sweet Grenada,
yeah, Grenada, Carriacou, Petite Martinique, and the world. Welcome to another Mikey Life program. I'm happy to be back with you, man, after a restful weekend, after a very eventful weekend as well. I'm happy to be back with you to tell you all that's happening. To all the folks who are out there in North America, I know that you're dealing with some really cold temperatures. Well, we'll send you some warmth here in the tropical Spice Isle of the Caribbean. And of course, those of you who are in England, those of you who are in Canada and other parts of the world, we welcome you. There are a lot of things that we need to tell you about tonight, but firstly, we have to let you know this is news discussed, not told. All right? We give you the good, we give you the bad, and the Mikey. Welcome if you're just joining us. Welcome if you're a first-time viewer. We hope that it wouldn't be your last. And as a matter of housekeeping, we'd like to ask that you share the program. You see, once you share the program, that's how other people like yourself gets to look at the program. So if you look on your screen, you'll see a share button right there for those of you who are viewing via Facebook. So you hit the share button. It's not going to interrupt your stream. So simply hit the share button, and that's just it. That's all we ask of you, to share the program. We want to welcome our viewers on YouTube, our viewers on cable TV channels 10 and 11, channel 10 standard definition, and channel 11 high definition via WPG10. Folks, let's talk about the headlines. Intercall games cancelled. Primary school games cancelled. Man charged with rape of his wife. We'll talk about that. 61-year-old charged for having sex with a minor. A 22-year-old charged for having sex with a minor. Hayden Phillip recaptured by prison officers. A 19-year-old found hanging in St. Lucia. WhatsApp restricts message sharing to fight fake news. We have a lot of things to tell you about tonight, so get your coffee. Well, it may not be coffee because it's going to keep you up, but get whatever you need to get. Grab it close by, so of course when the news starts, there'll be no interruptions. All right, when we come back, as we remind you that the headlines is brought to you through the kind compliments of Duty Free Caribbean and the Colombian Emeralds International and WPG10. When we return, it will be real news in Ole Lili Lolo. So brace all yourself. We are coming back.
And so it begins, a journey like no other. Jungles so lush, they make emeralds jealous. water that sparkles like diamonds. Mountains with more facets than precious gems. This is where good times are had, where love is strengthened, where memories are formed. And when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will never fade. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
It's a new year, so how about a new look? At Quartz Optical, we have the latest brand names and styles. Plus, get 20% off credit on 12 to 24 months. Instant credit approval while you are being tested. Get 15% off cash, so you can get that new frame to go into the new year. Only at Quartz Optical, the largest, fastest growing optical chain in the Caribbean. Special conditions apply.
Colors Promotion together with Carib present National Colors Fest. Everybody safe, girls winding up, keep up. National Colors Fest. Wednesday, February 6th, the night before the holiday. Moonlight City. We deck off in our national colors and come out to play a mass. And you see when morning touch. Grenada's best takes the stage. Sheldon Douglas, Boise, Dash, wind up. We don't want no easy. Jab King, Heine Jab and Sosa, Muddy, Squeezed, Looney Spark and Electrify, Zooty Man and more. Get ready, cause a mask go play. We embrace the ice, green and gold National Colors Fest. 10 p.m. to 10 a.m. General admission 25. Ticket outlets are Gittins in Grandance, Heather Boutique, Shorty's Bar opposite the terminal, Spice Mobile Guam, Shi's Bar Victoria, Big Lane Bar Sates, Kwame in River Sally, Daigo Shop Tivoli, Bogoso Barbershop, Kevin and Crush Barbershop Grenville, and St. David's Pharmacy. National Colors Fest, Wednesday, February 6th, Moonlight City.
All right, folks, so welcome back, and it is now time for the news. Now, the first order of business is the valve regulation that is currently in effect. Now, I did promise you last week, I think it was Friday, when we were covering the valve regulations, that there were something that we needed to clear up with the time. So we have since gotten the clarification on the timing, and so as promised, we would like to share that with you. So the Les Avocast dam is now under valve regulation, and they are saying that this is necessary as the island continues to grapple with the effects of the dry season. Now, they said last week, as of the 17th, that's Thursday, as of the 17th, the Les Avocats recorded a 20% reduction in the dam levels, and so they implemented valve regulations there. All right, now persons will have an interruption in the water supply from 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. daily until further notice. Again, so it is 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. daily until further notice. Now, they are saying that this schedule is solely based on the current water levels, and it is expected to change without prior notice depending on availability of supply. And we went ahead to tell you all the areas that were affected as a result of this. All right, good. Oh yeah. the next thing that we have to tell all you is that Edmund Gilbert is now a free man. He served 18 years in prison for the death of a then teenager, and he has served his time, and he walked out of, well, attempted to walk out of prison on Saturday, and then went back, and then he was transported out of the prison gates. All right, so he is one-time prominent church leader, now an ex-convict. All right, and so he was in prison for the death of 15-year-old Robbie and Jeremiah. Her strangled body was dumped in the bushes above the Coast Guard base at the True Blue St. George's area. All right, it was found on February 1st, and he was a person who was charged for that and subsequently sent to jail. All right, authorities received an anonymous phone call reporting the killing. Now, Gilbert first had the death penalty slapped on him, but that was later reduced after an appeal to 18 years, and so he has served his time and is now out. This is a picture taken on Saturday as he awaited his transportation, all right, from the prisons. We attempted to have an interview with him, but at the time he said that he was not in a position to do any interviews. We are moving on, folks. The next story that we need to tell all you about, boy, a 61-year-old charged. A 61-year-old charged for having sex with a minor. I'm making it up. And that's information that we received from the police. You know, this thing seems like it's showing its ugly head once more. The individual is from Mount Fendu. He has been charged for the offense of sexual intercourse with a minor, Gentle Williams. Now, he was charged on Saturday, 19th January, with the offense. Now, he has been placed on $20,000 bail with 2 sureties, and he will appear at the Sates Magistrates Court on February 20th, 2019. In another matter, Carl Williams, a 20-year-old, he's a farmer of Sab in St. Andrew. He was arrested and charged for allegedly having sexual intercourse with a minor. Now, Williams has been placed on $20,000 bail with 1 surety. Now, he will make his first court appearance at the Grove Magistrates Court on January 29th, 2019. We are moving on. In matters of a similar nature, a 26-year-old fisherman of Corinth in St. David has been remanded to Her Majesty's prisons. You understand? Remanded to Her Majesty's prisons after appearing at the St. George's Magistrates Court on Monday, 21st January. That's today. Charged with the offense of rape. Now, the man is alleged to have committed the offense against his wife between January 18 and 19, 2019. Now, he will reappear in court on the 31st of January, 2019. Now, that's a very interesting case that you guys have to follow. Because I remember when I was studying law, it was not possible for you to rape your wife. So obviously things would have changed somewhere along the way. And I would like to speak to an attorney about this. It's rather interesting. In fact, I do not know of any such charges before. This is the first time I'm hearing about a charge like this in Grenada. This is not my position on the matter. I'm just presenting the facts. Right? And so we have spoken to attorney Ruggers Ferguson and made an appointment to speak with him tomorrow regarding this matter. Rather interesting case. Rather interesting. And I know they'll have a lot of back and forth about this. Very interesting case, people. Very interesting. So tomorrow, God's willing, we will talk to the attorney about this particular case. All right? Very interesting. We are moving on. Oh yeah. How we looking? Hayden Phillip recaptured. Huh? Escaped prisoner Hayden Phillip. He was recaptured on Saturday, 19th January 2018, just around 4 p.m. And he was caught in the vicinity of Old Fort St. George by a team of officers from Her Majesty's prison. All the prison officers are clapped. They walk. All the people are clapped now. Don't play all those touche, you know. You understand? Don't play all those touche clap. You know what I mean? All the worried and thing. Them prison officers say they go catch the prisoner and they caught the prisoner. Now, Philip escaped lawful custody on Thursday, 10th January 2019. You understand? Folks, he was immediately taken to hospital because he suffered gunshot wounds. 2 shots to the leg. You understand? He was the running man, and so they say he was trying to get away and stuff like that. So, you know, he was shot in the leg twice. He was taken to hospital where he's been treated for the gunshot wounds. You understand? So, yeah, let's hope we don't run away from the hospital. This was the scene outside the hospital when we arrived at the scene to see what was really going on. You know what I mean? A lot of onlookers. There were a lot of security guards, security officers. There were police officers. There were also prison officers on the scene who seemed to have been happy to have recaptured their prisoner. All right? So Hayden, you know, is no longer out and no longer on the run. Yeah, some people call on the radio, they say they're afraid, boy. Yeah, lady, I don't want to call them people. She called on the radio, and I mean, she said, I'm afraid they come and rape me. I mean, and I mean, like that talk there. And I mean, but anyway, so thing fix up. You know? Alright. I rape. Grenade, that's so easy, you know. You're telling me? Anyway, lately that talk. This is news discussed, not told. You understand? There we go. Oh yeah. The next story now, we're getting down to the serious business now, eh? Serious matter now. We can't make joke about that. You understand? How are you looking for time? How are you looking for time? Tell me now. Intercourt Games is one of the biggest sporting events in the Caribbean. It has been cancelled, owing to the current impasse between the government of Grenada and the Grenada Union of Teachers. Background. Let's go as recent as the weekend, first of all. In a press release dated 18th January, the Grenada Association of Principals, the body responsible for hosting the game, stated that the Grenada Association of Principals of Secondary Schools, proprietor of the Intercourt Games, has cancelled the Intercourt Games 2019. For those of you who didn't see the release, we'll explain that the Grenada Association of Principals of Secondary Schools said that they wish to inform the general public that there will be no Intercourt Games for 2019. Now, they are saying that the success of these games over the years have depended entirely on the volunteerism of teachers across the nation, going beyond the call of duty to prepare our students and to execute the games. Now, they say as a result of the current industrial impasse between the government, the Grenada Union of Teachers and the government, teachers have been resolute in their decision to not volunteer their time towards the staging of the preliminary events and heats that lead up to the games. In addition, teachers are not prepared to manage students beyond the stipulated working hours. Therefore, as the proprietor of the Intercall Games, the Grenada Association of Principals of Secondary Schools, together with the Grenada Secondary School Games Association and our title sponsor, had to take the difficult decision to cancel the game for 2019. Now, the release goes on to say that we have agreed to begin the process of planning and preparing for Intercall Games 2020. It is our hope that all matters relative to the current industrial impasse between the Grenada Union of Teachers and the government of Grenada will speedily be resolved in the interest of preserving the spirit of voluntarism and goodwill within the teaching fraternity. Now, folks, social media was a buzz. I ain't making it up. You understand? Yeah, it was a buzz. People left, right, and center saying all kind of thing. Anyway, Lester Smith, the voice at Intercall. Who is it going to be? GBS's. Who winning Intercall 2017? That's the voice. Mr. Lester Smith says this will have a serious impact on sports and the individuals who are involved. He says that there is a lot of preparation that goes into the Intercall, from the level of the coaches to the students themselves. We spoke to him today.
I think very impactful. There's a lot of areas that we can discuss when it comes to Intercall at the National Stadium. I mean, first up, just the games itself and the preparation before the actual games. You have athletes who are preparing year-round for an event like that, and everybody talks about, you know, the spin-off. You know, what can happen after Intercall. The scouts coming in, people have been doing their best times, their season best, and being afforded the opportunity to make the character team. And from the character team, you can be afforded the opportunity to get scholarships to other places in the world. Outside of that, Intercall Games, we know it's a traditional games. It's the games. I mean, you could imagine this is happening to Jamaica, for example. You couldn't even imagine that. So I think more so than the athletes is the fact that there's a big spin-off, economically and otherwise. And that's what we have the stadium for. So I don't even want to dig into why it's not happening. I'm thinking, hey, it's going to hurt a lot of people. It's going to hurt people so bad that we have to fix it. We have to get back to Intercall Games. Right Start Football is in jeopardy also. It's not completed as yet. And that too hurts a bit. I mean, there's a bank spending over $100,000 to promote football in this country, and football is not being played for whatever reason. So Intercall is going to be impactful. It's going to be impactful on the coaches because they are spending time with these athletes. It's going to be impactful on revenue-based companies, people who are pumping money into the sport, people who are getting money from the sport. And that's what it does. When Wagiti didn't play last year, it impacted a lot on the economics of this country. The busmen, the boutiques, you know, the gas stations, everybody gets touched. And that's what's going to happen to Intercall also. Everybody's going to get touched. But most importantly, the athletes are the one who's going to get touched more, because they have been working really hard to better their times, to better their distances, so that people can get scholarships and go abroad. And not only that, you know, it sends a signal or even a platform for greater things to happen for these athletes. They can become coach administrators. They can become, you know, coaches in the sport. So it's a big spin-off for me that we're going to miss. And me being part of Intercall also, you know, the atmosphere, the fervor, the vibe, you know, it's the championship, you know, SAS, GBSS, the rivalry, you know, sets a tone for what is to come, you know, in the other sporting disciplines. So we're going to miss it. Hopefully if we can have salvaged it before that, I would have been very happy, but it's going to be greatly missed this year.
Yeah, thank you very much, Lester Smith, for that. Now, he said, his words, that despite the challenges in the past, adjustments were made to accommodate the games, given its importance. He spoke to the whole issue of Ivan and having to move the games in various parks based on needs.
I remember after Ivan, we fought hard after Ivan to make sure that Intercall happened. We were at the cricket stadium the following year just for Intercall to happen. Intercall has been everywhere you can think about once the prime venue is not available. Intercall was in Progress Park one year. You know, Intercol was in Tantine 1 year. Intercol was in the cricket stadium 1 year. So that's just goes to show the level of importance that the sport has on us as athletes, as coaches, as administrators, as business people. It's very impactful.
All right, and that's Lester Smith. He's the CEO of Just Sports. All right, folks, we are moving on. You have not heard it all. President of the Grenada Union of Teachers, Lydon Lewis, today indicated that the 2019 Quad Bank National Primary School Games and all other parish games organized by the union have been cancelled. Now, this decision, according to Lewis, was taken since the teachers are sticking to the 1 year walk to rule. And they are saying that the walk to rule will not allow them to go the extra mile, not outside of their duties. You understand? Now he made the announcement today on the cancellation of these games.
The Grenada Union of Teachers regret to inform the sporting public and the public in general of the cancellation of the 2019 Core Bank National Primary School Games and all other parish games that has been organized traditionally by the Grenada Union of Teachers. That decision was taken in the backdrop of our commitment to stick to our work to rule and the fact that our teachers are supporting the union and have made it clear that they are unwilling to go the extra mile to have these games take place. And in addition, the union is in no position this year to source the funding. We have met with our sponsors and they have agreed with the decision that the union would have taken. We trust that the general public would understand the current impasse and the current situation that exists, and we look forward to 2020 when the games would be bigger and better.
Thank you very much, sir. Now, a lot of you might have heard about the walk to rule, and you may want to understand what really is the walk to rule. With the president of the GUT, Lydon Lewis, today was Kenny James, who was the first vice president of the GUT, who took the time off to explain the walk to rule.
What is the walk to rule? This means that the teacher is now doing only what he is supposed to be doing within the regular hours of work. So in the case of a secondary school, you report to work for 7:45, 7:45. And if you normally dismiss the students at 2:30, then you will leave at 3, because it's expected that you remain on the plant half an hour after the dismissal time of the students. And so whatever has to be done by that teacher would be done during that period of time. So it's not a go slow. Teachers are teaching. Teachers are delivering. As a matter of fact, some teachers now are even more effective and efficient than even before under the work to rule, because they understand it's not a matter now of staying in school doing work or assisting other persons up to after 4, 5, 6 o'clock. You're going to do what you have to do within the stipulated work hours. And this is very important to note. Teachers are working. Teachers are working well. What teachers are not doing is all these extra activities that we would have done to ensure, out of our goodwill, to ensure that the system, as you see it, looks good. So, where teachers used to be giving children monies for break out of their own pockets, the fact is, I could tell you, there's still those who are doing it, but they are under pressure, because the monies that they would have used for these things, that went, a lot of that went in December. So these are some of the things that one has to bear in mind as we talk about work to rule.
Thank you very much. And of course, folks, the first vice president says that the union is pleased with the teachers adhering to the conditions of the work to rule, while at the same time performing their duties as expected. Now, he emphasized that the docking of the teachers' pay was illegal. And that is one of the points of contention that they're having.